Hey guys, it's Josh here and welcome back to another speed build slash renovation video. Today's build is actually a small, or not a small edit, it's quite a significant edit of my last build, which was an abandoned modern home, because I thought while I was building the modern house that if I was going to make it modern, I might as well build a non-ruined version of it as well. And since while I was building the ruined version of this house, I was kind of already thinking about what it would look like if it wasn't ruined, I thought I might as well at least try and do something with it before I end up forgetting it all. So basically what we're doing right now is fixing up the entire house because it was ruined. So I guess you could call this house like a past version before like the Oasis Springs area this house was built in ended up drying up, because you would have seen in the last video or the last build video that this house was placed in a different neighborhood, which was basically entirely desert. But now I've actually moved this house to one of the Oasis grassy areas, so perhaps it looked like this before it dried up. But anyway, we are moving straight on into the kitchen now, and the overall color scheme at the start was going to be pretty white and plain. But in the end, as time went on, I decided to change it up a lot and kind of just make it entirely green, because this is a desert neighborhood, although this is an oasis, and Oasis, it's quite green as you can see from the outside. So I thought might as well bring the outside color scheme indoors and make basically the entire interior fairly green. It's not over the top green, but like as you can see, the counters become green and the chairs for the dining table also become green, or I pick a green chair. And upstairs area, it has a little bit of green, not as much as the ground floor. Green is a pretty rare thing to see in a desert area, so I thought might as well like build upon that and make this modern house fairly green, because I don't think I've done a house like that before either way, as a green modern house, like a green interior modern house. So yeah. And also another fun thing I got to do was to use some of the new objects that came with the update. I am so late to the party, but I was glad that I was finally able to use some of the new objects. I don't think you'll be able to use that bookshelf though, since it's in a really awkward position, and I think I deleted it in the end anyway. But as you can see right now, it's kind of becoming over the top green, but you'll see in a moment that I do actually delete that green cabinet, because I just figured that, yeah, it was a little bit too much. So I think I delete that and replace it with a bookshelf, just a generic plain bookshelf. I don't think it was that one, it's the City Living one, I'm pretty sure. We'll have to wait and see. I did build this last week, so I've kind of forgotten most things, and yep, it was the City Living bookshelf. It's probably one of my most favorite ones, since it is quite simple and modern and not industrial. Like honestly, so many bookshelves in the game are either really traditional or like really over the top industrial, so it never really fits a modern house. So that's just why I keep using the City Living one, because although it is big, it is exactly what I want, and it's very simple, very nice. We are working on the study now, and for the study I decided to make it really like not minimal, but it's like artistic. There's a lot of paintings and a lot of like newspaper articles, so it potentially could be some kind of like writer slash journalist or something who's also into art, because I also used the new like leaning art that came with the update like 3 weeks ago or something. Now like the update came out so long ago, and I'm talking about it as if it came out like a few days ago, and it's so special still. But anyway, we're almost done with like the main living, well, not main living space, the actual living room, as you would have known in the previous build video, is upstairs. We haven't actually done that yet, but the kitchen and dining area and the entrance area is also done. And the bathroom, I was going to try and go with this green color scheme as well, but when I made the toilet green, it was kind of really odd looking, so I decided to just make it plain white and not go over the top, because it's a bathroom. It doesn't have to be super flashy, super like green or anything. It can just be quite simple, and I think I do end up keeping that mirror. It's just a little bit of, it's just a pop of green, just so that it's consistent but not over the top, because I honestly think a green bathroom in real life would look kind of odd, like especially with those tiles that you would have seen me try to place earlier in the bathroom. Like that was just too much for me, so I ended up deleting that. And we're on to the living room now, and it took me quite a while to find a sort of like layout that I liked. It took me so long in the end, I think it turned out pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure that the sofas end up becoming a cream color. I don't think they stay green because it just looks a little bit odd if you ask me, but I bet you I'm going to say that and I'm going to keep it green, and then I'll just be basically saying that my living room is odd and I kept it that way. But anyway, here goes the 2 tables. I think I didn't get to see what the packet was from. I'm pretty sure it was from Get to Work, and as you can see, I'm starting to put clutter on it. It was really finicky to do, like it just kept snapping and doing all that crazy stuff, and I didn't really want to move the coffee tables either because they're placed in quite a specific way, and if I end up moving them, it'll probably be hard to like make them line up correctly again. And I am so sorry if you can hear some noise in the background. It's actually raining suddenly so heavily here. I did not expect that, but I'm hoping that the rain will stop because it is actually getting quite loud. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm praying that my like OBS filters are doing the job and filtering out all the fuzzy noises like the rain. But anyway, for some reason I also decided to place down one of those sculptures. I've got no idea why. I've never used it before though, so it was kind of fun. But apart from that, I'm not sure if I already mentioned this, but the bedroom, when we get to it, ends up becoming really orange, just as a little bit of a contrast between the house and the bedroom, since basically the exterior and interior for the most part is all green because this is a really lush oasis area, and then the house is also really green to reflect the nature of the oasis springs and the surrounding area. And also another thing I decided to try and play around with was using the dine out like signs as some kind of like decoration. It looked kind of odd at the start, but as I changed the swatches to be like brown and white, I actually started to like how it looked, and it just made it gave the wall a little bit more of like a definition, since it is a plain white wall and it's quite boring. But I felt that putting like the little bit of like paneling, I guess you can call it, on the wall just made it look a little bit more interesting. Anyway, we're just about done in the study, and soon we'll be moving upstairs to have a look at their bedroom, and I think we're up into the bedroom now. So basically at the start, the bedroom was gonna either be white or green, and I was just like playing around and like trying to find a nice green bed, and I realized there isn't really a nice green bed because if you ask me, that Seasons green swatch is kind of over the top. But then again, the orange swatch is kind of over the top as well. But I ended up going with the orange swatch because I thought it looked better than the green one. The bedroom, it's still quite plain, but very shortly you'll see how orange it becomes, because as soon as I picked the orange swatch on the mat, I just instantly thought, just make the whole bedroom orange. So I started playing around with it. At the start, I kind of like tried to go over the top, and I just made, as you saw, the wall orange as well, but I decided bit too much, so I just kind of stopped and started just using some artworks instead to bring in some more orange elements, because I actually really like that little citrus minimalist print sized up. It looked pretty cool. And I also used a few more of those cool kitchen prints on the wall behind the 2 little armchair things. I don't think that's an armchair, just those little seats, I guess. And also putting some clutter on the bottom level of that table as well. I'm not sure why, like, there isn't any slots for clutter there to begin with, but obviously with the little shelf trick, you can easily put clutter there. And same with this end table, like, you definitely think you could put something on the little shelf underneath it, but you can't. But you can with cheats, but you can't without them, which is a bit annoying because half of like the shelves and things in The Sims look like you can honestly place clutter there, but they don't let you without cheats. But anyway, enough talk about clutter and whatnot. We are basically done with the interior, so we're just about ready to go outside into the exterior. And the exterior, if you compare that to like the abandoned home version of this house, it is going to be a significant glow up. There is a lot of luscious green plants, and the pool looks really nice compared to like the empty version, because obviously an empty pool is not a good pool, so it'll look really nice. And the backyard has a lot of like, there's a barbecue area, a dining area, there's a little bit of like a garden area as well, so there's a lot of the like this house is clearly a home to a pretty well-off person. And there's a lot of things, and there's at most 2 people living in this house. Like, they must be pretty rich to be able to afford all this stuff. But anyway, I just cleared off all the terrain paints to start fresh, and I'm basically just making the garden now. So I think that's basically all there is left to do, which is the outside. So I think I'll just leave you guys off here. If you'd like to find this house on the gallery, it will be up as Modern Home. Yes, it's such a creative name, but it will be called Modern Home. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. There will be screenshots at the end of this, so if you are interested in that, definitely stay tuned. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!